Good afternoon, everyone. It's Saturday, August 30th, 2025. Can anyone hear me? Well, I decided to go live. I just saw that Jimmy McNutty, who is a YouTuber, I was number 17 of his subs, just to let you know. I saw where he just posted a video shortly, a little while ago, and he was at Winthrop Park and could not find Dan Markel's memorial bench. So I did post a couple comments. Under his video trying to direct him to the memorial bench. I do have a couple of pictures of the plates that are on the memorial bench. I never posted them. I just didn't feel it was appropriate. I've had them for a couple years, but if you're at Winthrop Park and you're trying to find the memorial bench, you know, there's the tennis courts, there's a baseball, softball field, and then there's a playground area. Well, there's a dirt parking lot next to the playground area. It is basically the bench between the dirt parking lot and the playground area. The two memorial plates are like on the backrest. So like if you were sitting in the middle of the bench, the little plates would be right behind you, like right on your back. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show the two plates like via my pictures. It's mild today. It's muggy out, but the sun's only peeked out a couple of times. Very cloudy today. Okay. Hi, Kristen. Welcome. So I just started a few minutes ago. Just decided to go live for some chitter chatter, see who comes up, see who comes into the stream. And like the night before the trial started, like not the jury selection, but the actual trial, I got a recommended video from a YouTuber named Jimmy McNutty. And I just saw that he had posted a video, I think it's only about 10-15 minutes ago, where he was at Winthrop Park and could not locate Dan Markel's memorial bench. So I was trying to tell him where it was. Oh, are you, Kristen? Kristen's rewatching the 2020 Dan Markel murder with the Wondery podcast guy. Is that the one named In-Laws and Outlaws? So I've had these pictures for a couple of years at this point, and I've never posted them because I just didn't really feel like it was appropriate. And I just want to read so am I sharing? I got to make sure I'm sharing correctly. I'm trying to learn how to do this. Okay, so there's two plates on Dan Markel's memorial bench. If you arrive at Winthrop Park, there are tennis courts, a baseball, softball field, and then there's a playground area, and there is a dirt parking lot that is right next to the playground area. Dan's bench is right between the dirt parking lot and the playground. It's different in color than the other ones. The other ones are kind of like wrought iron with some sort of like green hard plastic coating. This one is more like a dark brownish, blackish color. So I wanted to show you the two plates. One says dedicated to the memory of Dan Markel, October 9th, 1972 to July 19th, 2014. And there's a Star of David. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate you for being here. Okay, so that's the title of the 2020. Okay, I guess the Dateline special was probably titled In-Laws and Outlaws. Okay, I'm going to show you the second plate. Okay, and I'm going to read it. Let me actually make this a little bit bigger. So the second plate on Dan Markel's memorial bench says, your spirit is alive and well in Olam Abba and in the hearts of your friends, students, colleagues, and especially your family and beautiful children. Your legacy remains in them to hold dearly. So that's really nice. So I hope that Jimmy McNutty sees the comments that I put under his video. I'm going to look again real quick. Let's see. So he is in the courtroom. I'd never heard of his channel before. I'm number 17 sub on his channel. But a recommended video came up, and it was him with this large laptop, and he has like this strap contraption that he attached to his laptop. So when he's sitting in the courtroom bench, the laptop doesn't slide off of his lap. It was pretty funny. Let me look. Okay, so he was literally there 14 minutes ago. So he said he was going to walk around. I hope that he sees my comment. So I have some thoughts. Oh, okay. You know Jimmy from STS chat? Okay. Okay, yeah. I actually haven't really watched STS too much since Dan Rashbaum was on there. His name's okay, The Wire. See, I never watched The Wire. My husband did. I just never watched The Wire. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing that right now. So some surprising highlights. Yeah, there was a moderator on STS a while ago that was very odd. I don't know if there's still a mod, but and no, I don't think I got blocked. Hi, Susie Q. How are you? So some major highlights or new information came out this week. The testimony of, well, in my mind, the testimony of Robert Adelson was probably the largest standout piece of the week. I mean, to think that the last time he spoke to his mother, her last words to him was, "I've got to go," which was I believe he testified it was May 28th, 2016. It was him and Haritha's wedding anniversary. I don't know which one, but yeah, that's the last words that his mom said to him. I've got to go, and she hung up. And Donna's face when she saw Wendy versus Donna's face when she saw Robert. I mean, you know that the jury saw that. The jury definitely picked up on that. It gave me chills. Another part of Robert's testimony that was shocking to me was when he testified that his mom said that someone went and knocked on the door and shot him and shot Dan in the face. Yeah, I don't know, Kristen. I don't know if Tova is still her friend. I mean, probably is. I think that Wendy it can fool a lot of people. You know, kind of like how Jeff said, like the first 100 hours you spend with her, she's amazing, and then 101, like you realize, you know, something's off here, or however he explained it. One thing I wanted to do that once I re-listened to Adelson Galvani, My Father's Alibi, and we did a live stream last weekend, and there was something very wrong with the audio when we were talking about how I thought that I had identified another person that Wendy was kind of listing as a suspect, but she does what Wendy does. Like she says someone's name and then she backs off right away, but it's subtle. And Isa missed it. So I do want to replay that because the audio during Adelson and my live stream was really bad during that part. I don't think that we had issues later. I didn't really finish the whole thing. It's very hard to listen to yourself. I've been trying to do that a little bit more so I can get better at the ums and the like the quirks, right? Like the little quirky things I do. Like I make this noise like, oh, like when something happens, I make this noise. So I'm trying to, you know, get a little bit better. This is definitely out of my comfort zone. So one thing I want to play. Just need to find my note real quick. See, when I was on the live stream with Adelson, I had all of these keyed up. And Adelison's so precious. Like she, you know, did a formal introduction for me, which was just precious. I think also something interesting that happened was we found out that Wendy had enough money in her bank account in October of 2013 to actually put down a down payment for the home that she had signed a contract on the week before Halloween. It was Whittendale Drive. It was in Summerbrook. So that's something that Wendy has lied about, stating that, you know, she didn't have the money. And I'm going to go back to the stream real quick. Hey, Miss Waffles. Oh, thank you. Thanks for being here. You'll get better with practice. Oh, it is painful listening to yourself. Yeah. I mean, I already felt like the Adelsons were totally diabolical, but everything that has been happening on the stand just keeps reiterating that. Yeah, we're finding out how really messed up they are. Okay. And I probably will still like talk a little bit to myself like when I'm trying to set up things cuz you go back and forth between like the StreamYard studio and then also what you want to share. So sometimes I do talk to myself when I'm typing in. Let me see. Going to law and crime trials, and I want to get to Wendy Adelson's video with or interview with Isom. So in Wendy's video, I'm sorry, when in Wendy's videotaped interview, she lists several people, right? She even says like my brother, but I don't think that he did it. Oh, and then she has Jane come in at the end and mention Jeffrey's like, oh, he's not that crazy. It's she backs off. Like she mentions someone and then backs off. She mentions someone and then backs off. So she does this. Oh, of course everything that's coming up right now is this week's trial. Just bear with me for 1 second. The video I'm looking for is from actually the video I'm looking for is was posted on Halloween of 2023. So let me see. Okay, I found the video and I'm going to share it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, how long do you think it's going to take for Wendy to get arrested? Thank you, Susie Q. Like, like I think she. Hi, John Smith. I just saw you. Hi. So, John, I don't know if you were on Allison's live stream when I did a collaboration with her last weekend, but when I was re listening to some of it, the audio was really bad, like very staticky and was choppy when Allison and I were discussing when because I was telling people in our chat like for a couple days I was like we'll reveal where I think that I identified another person that she was said was a suspect, but then when Allison and I did our live, like the audio is not very good there. So I am going to share this, but thank you for joining, John. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and I'm gonna have to accept this. Okay. So this is when I'm just gonna set it up real quick. Okay. So this is when Wendy is talking to Isom, and she like pretty much indicates that her divorce attorney, Kristen Adamson, could be a suspect. does it very subtly. Let me make sure all the volumes are. But just listen for a second and then we'll talk about it.
Street. I think it's called Victory.
Nope, sorry. Oh, okay, good. I'm sorry. I am sharing it. Oh, stop saying I'm sorry is another thing on my list. Okay.
Gardens.
Okay.
It's like between Park and Appalachia.
Mm-hmm. It's off Victory Garden, but you don't know the name of the complex?
I thought that's the name of it. Is Victory Gardens a road?
Victory Gardens a road, yeah.
I thought that was the name of the apartment.
That's right.
Is it close to Park Avenue, or is it closer to, or is it halfway down?
It's if you turn left, if you're on Park.
Okay. Clearly I have the wrong spot. It's actually 3:07 timestamp here, not timestamp of the video. Yeah, so sometimes I don't even know what my notes are telling me. Now I'm remembering. Okay. So she's listing out people to ICE them who could be possible suspects. Okay, here we go.
Where I filed a motion in the court to have him pay me what he said he would, and he filed a counter motion for sanctions against my attorney because he thought that she did something wrong, which she didn't. But so, I mean, she withdrew from the case and was going to serve as a witness. I mean, she's not going to lash out at him for it. She's using the legal process to do it. My parents are, very angry towards him. But even when they're around my kids, they would never say a bad word about my kid's father. They're really, really careful about that. They just like him, but they know he's the father of my kids. They would never do that.
Right.
I don't know.
So she says, well, first off, she says that Danny put sanctions against my attorney. She doesn't tell Isom that the sanctions are also against her. And then she says, talking about Adelson, she withdrew from the case. She's not going to lash out at him. He's using the legal process. So she backtracks. But by saying something like she's not going to lash out at him, doesn't that kind of suggest that someone would lash out? Like she's planting the seed to ice him, but it just kind of goes over his head, which is fine. And then right after that, she starts talking about her parents, and then she's kind of defending the divorce case. Like, they would never say a bad thing. Like, that's what's in the motions. That's what Dan Markel heard Donna doing, calling him stupid. The boy's telling him, she said, Grandma says you're not going to take her sunshines away. And so then she's like, but they would never say anything bad. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that it was intentional? I mean, I'm kind of throwing that out there rhetorically, of course. Like, everything she does is so calculated. And we learned some new good tidbits. I wonder when, I'm dying to find out what their plans are for the arrest. And honestly, guys, I don't really care what Wendy looks like or what kind of hair she has or what she's, no offense to anyone else who likes that kind of stuff. I really don't care. I just want to know where Wendy is, when she is in the Leon County Jail. That's when I want to know where Wendy is. Let's see. Miss Spoffel says up here, what chilled me was how Donna was in town for weeks planning the separation with Wendy. Yeah. Yeah. And Tamara Demko, in her interview with the police, tells the detective, I believe it's Isom, tells him that it was so masterful how Wendy planned that entire, Dan Markel called it the Pearl Harbor separation. And there's a video of Dan at a conference. And I've always thought that I always believed that it was the video of what Wendy tells him on a break right before he's about to speak, because he is sitting differently. And you can tell he's kind of on his phone. And then when he gets up to speak, it's different than the other like conferences I've seen videos of him talking at. And I'm pretty sure that's when she called him, right before, like to throw him off his game before he stands up in front of a large audience. Yeah, right, Kristen. She's making sure that they know all these people didn't like Dan. Well, so Wendy was a totally different person on the stand this trial than she was all the others. I believe she's had some coaching, some major coaching. Of course, I do not know that for sure. It's just my opinion. She actually says Dan Markel's name. Well, she calls him Danny a few times on the stand. But before this trial, I don't think she uttered his name more than 2 or 3 times. And she usually said my children's father. Oh, Kristen, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't have a plan. I was really trying. I don't even know if Jimmy McNutty is going to get my comment because he's in the neighborhood when he posted that video. He said he took a bus over there and then he was going to walk around Trescott. So I hope he gets my message. Because if he's right there, he totally missed the bench. Here, I'll show his video real quick, and then I'll maybe be able to pause it, because you could hear the children at the playground playing in the background, and I get it. He said that he did not want to, be recording children. I get it. I did not do a video when I took the pictures of Dan Markel's bench and the 2 plates, which I'll show again in a minute, because I did show them earlier in my stream, the first few minutes. But yeah, I didn't record when I was there. And actually a family got up, and then that's when I saw little, the little dedication plates. There's 2. And I walked over there, and then that's how I located the bench. Because it is the bench closest to the dirt parking lot and the playground area. So if you're, arriving there with your children and no one's on that bench, you sit down there. That's the first bench you're going to sit on. and I'll show you guys the bench. And okay, I'm going to show you the bench, or the actual plates on the bench, because there is kind of a family that's like behind the bench when I'm there. So I tried to zoom in as best I could, because I don't like take it. And then I'll show you Jimmy McNutty's. Let me share. So there's two plates. They're gold in color with black writing. And as you can see, the first one says, dedicated to the memory of Daniel Markel, October 9, 1972 to July 19th, 2014. And then they have the Star of David. And then this is the second plate that's, to the right of the nameplate. And it says, your spirit is alive and well in your Olam Abba, and in the hearts of your friends, students, colleagues, and especially your family and beautiful children. Your legacy remains in them to hold dearly. And I hope I'm pronouncing the Olam Abba correctly. Okay, now I'm going to do Jimmy McNutty's video real quick. And then I'll pause it, and maybe I'll use my cursor and show. I mean, we're not going to be able to see it from his angle because he was over by the baseball fields. Oh, okay, now I see why I'm losing folks. Okay, you know what? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end the live. I do thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you, Kristen. I know. I see that a much larger channel just went live. I don't even know how long ago. So when I see everybody drop out, that's usually my clue. Because a lot of us have the same. So Olam Abba means the world to come. Thank you, Kristen, for letting me know that. I appreciate it. Okay, so just a quick live on a beautiful Saturday. It's very muggy out, mostly cloudy. Sun's coming out a little bit here and there here in the Tallahassee area. But as always, it's beautiful here. And thank you. Thank you for being here. And until next time, this is True Crime Wifey. See you later.